Hi everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified. In today's video we'll see that what's the difference between these following operators in C Sharp, right? So sometimes we get confused that what's the difference between these as they looks kind of similar. So that's what we'll see in today's video. So let's start with the ternary operator, which is the question mark and the colon. So in this operator, basically this is known as a ternary operator. So in ternary operator, this is a question mark and here we have this colon, right? So what it says that before the question mark it says the condition. So this is the condition. It will either be true or it will be false. So depending on the condition, if the condition is true, then the first value will be assigned. So you can say that this is a condition, right? So it says that okay, what's the value of this, whether it's a true or false. If this value is true, then assign this value. So this is first and this is second. So assign the first value. If it is false, then assign the second value. That's all we have to remember for the ternary operator, right? So like currently you see that currently my if student is false. So if student false means this is false, so it means assign the second value. So in this case it will assign the generic, right? If it is true, then in this case it will assign the student, because this is true, so assign the first value. If it is false, then assign the second value. Like let's say if I run this program, so you can see like it is printing this generic, right? Now let's say if I make it true and if I run it again, so you can see now it is printing student. Why? Because this is true, so it's printing student, right? Now I have just put a very simple logic, a very simple condition, that true and false. It can be any condition, right? Let's say we can say okay, 6 is greater than 7. So 6 is greater than 7, no, right? This is false. So in this case what would happen, it will check this condition that 6 is greater than 7, no. So in this case it is false. If it is false, then it will go in the generic, right? So let's run the program again and you will see this is going generic, right? So basically the point is that it can be the any condition. It can be the any condition, like it can be, let's say if a object is null or not, or if a value is true or false. So based on that we can put that condition. So this is the first operator, right? That we have to basically, it checks based on a condition. If the condition is true, then use the first value. If the condition is false, then use the second value, right? Now it comes the second operator. The second operator is this question mark operator, double question mark operator. So in this case what it says, let's say, now let me take one example. So here let's say again string and then let's say name, and I want to have, so I want to check now again, it checks that whether if the first value, so here this is the case. So let me first assign the second value, and let's have one more value, let's say value. Now it checks that if this value, and let's say the value is let's say C sharp. So what this operator says, that if this value is not null, then assign this value to name, and if the value is null, then in this case assign the second value. So it means we can say if this is your operator, this is in between, then we have the left and we have the right. So this is left, this is right. Now it checks that if this value, the first value, is not null, in this case assign the first value. If this value is null, then assign the second value, right? So that's what it will assign the value. So let's say, let's operate this one. Like currently this value is not null, it means the name value will have this value which is C sharp, right? So let's say if I run the program, I have this one. So you can see that it is printing C sharp because this value is not null. So it means whatever the value of the value, that will be assigned to the name. Now let's say now this value is null. So if this value is null, right? If this value is null, so in this case this value is null, so it will basically have the empty value, right? So rather than the empty value, let's say I take is a default value, so that at least we can see that what it is printing. So it's a default value. So again run the program, and you can see that it is printing default value. Why? Because this value was null, right? So that's the use of the second operator, which is double question mark, that if this value is null, then in this case assign the second value, the right hand operator. If this is not null, then assign the first value to the name, right? Now it comes the third operator. Third operator is this one. So in this case, this operator says, this is basically we write as a double question mark and then equal. Now this operator says that if this value is null, then assign this value to this value, whatever it is there on right hand. So like currently, let's say if the value is null, right? So if this is null, so it says if the left hand operator is null, then assign the value of this to the given value here. So in this case, what will happen? The value is null, so it will be value equals to default, and that's what it will be, right? So let's say if I run the program, you can see that it's printing as default. But let's say if the value is not null, then in this case don't do anything. Like this value is not null, so if this value is not null, in this case we need not to do anything. And if you run the program here, you can see it is printing C# because the value is not null, right? So this is what the operator, this one, and this is from the C# 8 and above. So if you have version like C# 7, 6, it won't work. It will work only C# 8 and above, right? Now let's come to this operator, which is question mark dot. So for that, let me use one more class. So here I have this maths class. In this I have only one variable, which is get value, right? So now what I'll do, let's say I create the math object, and let's say math object new maths, right? So here we have the created new object. Now let's say string and then name, and then what I want to check, math object, then question dot, and then get value. And then let me also print that as well, console dot write line, and then here you want to print name. So what this variable says, it says if this value is not null, then in this case access this value. So like currently, if the math object is not null, in this case it will call this function, right? So what will happen? The math object is not null right now. It will call this function get value, and get value will give you value, and then it will assign to the name. So it will be printed as a name, right? So why we use this? The reason of using this, because sometimes it happens that this math object can be null by any reason, right? But let's say if you are passing any object to then, and then you want to check that whether if this object is not null, then only call this function. Otherwise don't call this, because if it is null, then it will give the null pointer exception, right? So that's where we use this functionality, right? So let me quickly tell you first what will happen. Currently math object is not null. In this case it will call the get value and it will return the value, right? So, or maybe rather than value, let me return the C#. So let's run the program. So in this case you can see it is printing C#. Why? Because it will go here, it will return the C# and it will print the value C#, right? Now let's say this math object is null. So in this case this is giving me null. So if it is null, the benefit will be that if it is null, in this case it won't call the function. So if it won't call the function, in this case name will be null as it is. So let me show you via debugging. So in this case, let's say if I put debug point here, now let me run that. Yeah, so this math object is null, right? In this case it won't call this one. So now what is name? Name is also null. So in this case it will just print the null, right? Basically it won't do anything, right? So that's what the advantage of the math object. Now let's say what happens that you don't put this condition, this question mark. So if you don't put this condition, in this case what will happen, that it will throw the null pointer exception, because this is null and you can't call a method on the null. So let's say if I run this, Now you can see it is giving the null reference exception, right? So that's what the difference, or that's what the use of this question dot. Like, call the function only if it is not null, right? So sometime let's say I want to assign this name. So now what will happen? I am checking that if it is null, then only get the value. If it is not the case, then I can also utilize this functionality as well. So let's say now I'm saying default. So it says that if the math object is not null, in this case get the value from here. Otherwise, if it is null, then in this case get the, because if this is, it means the complete part is null. If the complete part is null, get the value from default. So now let's see if I run this program. You can see this is giving default, right? So that's how we can basically even use the combination of these two, right? So that's all about this video. In case you have any doubt, any questions, please write in the comment section and we'll try to explain that. So that's all, and in case you have liked this video, please like it and please subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you.